problem with Indian people is we can't have the concept of getting back to nature because we're part of nature. So how do we get it back to ourselves? Like an old oak tree that's been around hundreds of years. You know, what has that oak tree experienced? If it had eyes, what would it saw? You know, this is so much. I know when my girls reached puberty, I had a puberty ceremony for them, and we went out to these painted rocks, and I explained to them about being an adult and all this stuff, and then they wanted to paint on the rocks like the ancestors, because I talked about how these rocks were painted by generation after generation after generation, so that all the women were tied together for generation. All painted on. Then they wanted to paint on the rocks, but I told them, well, since it's an archaeological site, we couldn't do that. We have language programs that run on iPods and Nintendos. Turned it into a language learning tool, and so we get the kids interested in language, and all of a sudden they realize how the language is tied to the earth. Like, this ground here is called mud, but your body's called mat. So it's almost the same word, you know. Your body and the earth it's the same, you know. And so they start realizing that, you know. And then certain plants, there's we had thought the rattlesnake's back. Aquapaha, the lizard guts, and they look like these things, you know. So I think it's through the language, because it's tied to the land. I can't separate it for some reason.
Today is Tamit's tablet launch, so we're teaching and mentoring Indian Tatahat. We're a college prep program for Native American high school students living in and around LA County. And today we're experimenting with innovative technology, so we're trying to integrate technology into how our Native students prepare for college. The Tamit program has 4 goals, and they really revolve around academics, leadership, college prep, and culture. So we work to not only strengthen our students academically to get them ready for college, but really generate a new generation of leaders. And we do that by trying to strengthen their tribal identity, learning about other tribal cultures, so that when they go to college, they're well-rounded, and we gave the most to them. And that's really what Tamit is. When we named our program, we looked for significance. So teaching and mentoring Indian Tatahat, the acronym is Tamit, and Tamet is the sun. And the way we use it is that the sun shines light on the world. In the same token, our youth are the ones that shine light on our indigenous world. So without them, there would be just darkness for indigenous peoples. So really, the program was designed for them, for us, and our future generations. This is really something to help strengthen who they are and dream big. So in Los Angeles, it's home to 2 tribal peoples, including my own, the Tataviam, but we're also home to the largest urban Indian population in the nation. So what does that mean? That means there's hundreds of tribal affiliations represented in Los Angeles County. And in that way, we hope that our students get a well-rounded experience within Tamit program, and also they feel prepared when they leave to whatever college they attend, and hopefully with their education and their experiences, at some point in their life they'll give back to their own tribe or to a tribal community.
Oh, cool. So what are you going to do with it?
Work on it with my homework. Probably Skype a lot.
Facebook, I just like it. Stand more church.
Pomo,